Tonight, the Jamesville-Dewitt Red Rams will be taking on your South Jefferson Spartans in the season opener. All fans are asked to respect the effort of each team that each team has put forth in preparing for tonight's game. We ask all attending to show courtesy and respect for fellow fans, officials, coaches, those administering the game, and of course, the opposing team. Recently, the South Jefferson community lost a prominent Spartan. At this time, we'd ask everybody to rise and join us in a brief moment of silence for Matt Waite. Thank you. If everybody remain standing and remove your hats, the national anthem tonight will be sung by Grant Mullen of the varsity football team.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, nor the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave, nor the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well done, Grant.
Really good.
While the captains make their way to center field, we'll recognize the starting offense for South Jefferson and the Jamesville-Dewitt starting defense. For JD, number 2, Hussein Osman. Number 3, Luciano Gringa. Number 7, Kim Carson. Number 8, Roman Spack. Number 12, Joseph Velasco. Number 14, John Virag III. Number 24, Desir Brooks. 52, Braden Hennessy. Number 53, Gabriel Cruz. Number 54, Vincent Sobey. Number 56, Bryce Wheeler. And for the starting South Jefferson offense, number 2, Gage Schofield. Number 3, Derek Rice. Number 4, Lane Mercer. Number 5, Caleb McCarter. Number 9, Braden Meck. Number 11, Billy Winchester. Number 45, Robert Pittick. Number 51, Nathan Workman. Number 55, Derek Anderson. Number 61, James Pickham. Number 73, Noah Cousins. And number 74, Gavin Robinson. It appears that Jamesville-Dewitt was elected to receive.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Southern Jefferson County for high school football here on the NBC Watertown Stream Team. Connor Lalone alongside the voice of Jefferson, Joshua Madison, Louis Filippi, and Morgan Young. The rest of the Stream Team crew tonight, we weren't sure, figured maybe it was going to be just me and Lou, and ended up with a full crew of 4, so it should be an exciting night of football here in a rematch of last year's Class B2 Section 3 semifinal. South Jefferson hosting Jamesville-Dewitt, and a short little squib, maybe an onside kick attempt for the Spartans to start the game, and it's going to be picked up by JD.
JD falls on it, and they'll take the ball at the 48.
It should be a good rematch, as we said, last year's sectional semis, splitting up Class B into B1 and B2, and South Jeff winning that Class B2 championship here in Section 3 with an 8-1 season, trying to repeat that this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Rams football as we start this evening's action. It'll be 1st and 10 coming up for them. Oh, pretty much right at the 48-yard line. First play from scrimmage, fake handoff, and another lefty quarterback. Saw one last night at South Louis. This time it's Anthony Guidon for JD. The short pass out to that far side on the screen, resulting in a gain of maybe a yard. 2nd down and 9 coming up.
That needed to be a quick decision. Looked like South Jeff got into that backfield pretty quick. Well done by the quarterback to just turn and fire that one to his wide receiver there on the side.
Got plenty of athletes in this South Jefferson team. Sent the house on the first play. See if he'll do it again. This one's handed off out to this near side. Velasco on the carry, still going, spinning around Velasco, and a whole host of Spartans there to bring him down as he gets over the 45. Solid carry that time. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and short, about 2 to gain here. Again, the Rams step to the line. Guidon with 1 man in the backfield and 4 men wide here in this set. Handed off again up the middle. And just short, I think, of the 1st down yardage was the ball carrier, Roman Spack, brought down. And that spot is just short. 4th down and a yard.
Looks like they're keeping the quarterback on.
We saw this last night, too, in South Louis, and you see it a lot, this level of football. Teams don't necessarily always have a great punter or kicker. Ron Rockwood made the point last night that a lot of times those guys are playing soccer. So quarterback sneak and still on his feet. I think he's going to be stopped short. Take a look, see if we can get a better shot. I think they did mark him just short. And so South Jeff will take over on downs. Here's a look at the replay.
Went for a little bit more of the tush push from the Philadelphia Eagles there. Didn't work out. Great job by that South Jeff defense to just cover up that line.
So the Spartans hold firm on defense, and they will get the football here to start their season. I was talking to one of the Spartan coaches before the game, and he said expect a lot of run and gun offense from him here. See if that was truthful or not. First play from scrimmage and movement on the line.
Yeah. You expect this early, I'm guessing, that we're going to see a lot of just some very risky football to start. You know, calling those plays, trying to get Jamesville-Dewitt to jump. We're early on in the season. You know, some communication is going to be different now than it will as we get towards the mid-season and playoffs.
So Mick in at center, under center at quarterback quick screen out to the near side, reeled in. Reception and a gain and a first down for Derek Rice. Spartans will pick up a first down. Ball all the way down to the 44. This one handed off again out to the opposite side. It's Warner on the carry. Maybe a yard on that rush for Gavin Warner.
Looks like tackles made by Brooks. 2nd and 9 Spartans.
Looks like neither offense is afraid to go for either side of the ball here. Both, run and a pass from both sides of the offense so far.
2 men to the right for the quarterback, Mick. He's rolling out to his left, looking that way, throwing down the field, and it is reeled in and in some space down the sideline, into the end zone. Touchdown for the Spartans.
That's a nice catch by Derek Rice. Going right up just over his head. Nice little jump catch. Had his space, and he's got the speed to get down that sideline.
Take another look on the fake handoff, rolling out to the left. Mick able to just find Rice and perfectly dropped in over the shoulder. Derek Rice able to sneak into the end zone there.
Nice
and
little
the Spartans
tiptoe
with an
there,
early
too.
lead. Yeah, it's great footwork to stay in bounds. So here comes an extra point attempt. On the kick for the Spartans, David Lorman, and it is no good. So the score will remain 6-0.
Just a little wide left there.
First quarter, South Jeff goes up by 6.
Spartans with an early lead, able to force JD to go 3 and out on their first possession, then march right down the field. Big pass and catch. Derek Rice with a touchdown. And now the Spartan defense back to work.
You got to know that South Jeff is going to want to come out hot. I mean, coming off of the win in that Section 3 semifinal matchup, they're going to want to come out hot and really show that they got the same fire that they did back in last year. So, yeah.
Now definitely looking to build on the success they had last season. Probably the best season in recent memory. And by recent, I mean the last maybe 50 or 60 years for South Jeff football.
It's been a minute since they've found that kind of success.
Short return that time on the kickoff for JD. Kick returner was Dejier Brooks for the Red Rams. For them offensively, looking for a little bit better than their first possession.
It'll be important here on this first drive to get some momentum, move downfield.
Guidon looking to pass, throws out to this near side, and it is reeled in. Good catch and grab, and then a move to get past the first couple of tacklers. Still on his feet as he gets down over the 45. Solid pass and catch. Cam Carson with the reception.
It's a real nice catch.
Another look at it, courtesy of Carthage Area Hospital sponsoring the replays all season long. Carson ended up reeling that one in at about the 41. And got all the way down into the South Jeff half of the field. First down and 10 for the Red Rams. Ball on the 43. This one's handed off. Carson out to that far sideline. And he is brought down in the backfield. Big stop made. Maddox Peets with the tackle. Loss of about 5. Second down and 15 coming up as we approach 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, looked like he just kind of got trapped in the backfield. Didn't know which way to go. All of a sudden, Maddox came straight from behind him, brought him down.
Under 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Second down and 15 coming up. This one's handed off again. Brooks with the carry, and he's going to get maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. He has about 3 maybe, depending on that spot, close to 4. So third down and 11 coming up after the carry for Desir.
And Workman and a few others. Third and 11.
We'll see if the Red Rams elect to go back into the air here. Had a little bit of success with that early, and now South Jeff's going to take a timeout.
Looked like a bit of a miscommunication on who's on the field.
Yeah, they might have had 12 guys out there.
And during the break here, I'd like to remind everybody that the concession stand is open.
So the first timeout called by the Spartans here with 7:02 to go in the first quarter to avoid a penalty there on what would have been and will be third down and 11 coming up for Jamesville-Dewitt. Reminder that high school football here on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel, presented as always by Bob Johnson. Largest selection of new and used vehicles in the area. Bob Johnson's got your ride, as well as, of course, Carthage Area Hospital, bringing you the replays all season long. And tonight, sponsoring the game in Adams, New York, South Jefferson, is S&R Automotive and Keith Snyder. Ready for any job, big or small, equipped to fix any rig. Give the team an S&R a call and let them fix up your ride. We'd like to thank them, of course, for their support. Located out in Mansville, just really directly across from the elementary school. Supporting the community. And South Jefferson back to pass and way down the field, and it is incomplete. That one was just lofted up there by Guidon. Kind of hopeful throw. Solid coverage. I believe that was Tommy Pittick out there on that far sideline.
Sure was. Good deflection there. Went up there, just knocked it out. Nothing needed crazy, just knock it down, send him to fourth down.
Tommy and Bobby both just tremendous athletes. I think we would both agree, better basketball players than football players, but still just very good athletically.
Yeah, and it's tough to be better football players when they play basketball like they do.
Back to pass again, rolling out to the left. Guidon throws down the field, and it is incomplete. That one probably should have been picked off. A couple players in the vicinity, and it's like the two of them both ran into each other. Rice and McCarger were both there. We'll take a look at it on the Carthage Area Hospital replay, as this one was just kind of lofted over the middle of the field. We've seen a couple of throws like that from Guidon, really kind of optimistic, throw it up there and hope, and ends up falling in. Incomplete.
Sometimes on a throw like that, especially on defense, you're kind of get all excited, licking your chops, getting ready to get that nice, incredible pick. Just two guys collided into each other, knocking it down.
South Jeff now with a football and a quick pass and catch, and then breaking the tackle, Tommy Pittick. Speaking of athleticism, right? I mean, right on cue.
Both sides of the ball.
Take another look before we even had really a chance to get ready here. Quick pass, and Tommy Pittick able to hezzy move, get around the coverage. This one's handed off. South Jeff going quick now. Schofield on the carry.
You can see South Jeff really trying to build on that momentum that they've had from the start. Trying to get as much as they can when they can.
Solid gain for Schofield on the carry. Second down and about 4. Mick looks over to the sideline. Handed off up the middle. Gavin Warner with the carry, and he's still on his feet. Flag comes out late after the play. And player down for JD helped up back up onto his feet. I'd like to see what the flag was for. I didn't see much. But it came out. There's a couple of them that came out right at the end of that play. Carry for Warner. It's the first down, and then plenty after that. And if this is a defensive penalty, it should be half the distance. It will be. I didn't see a signal. There it is. Face mask.
Personal foul, face mask.
So half the distance on the face mask after the rush for Warner. First down and goal. That's right at the 5. The Spartans looking to tack on even more here early. 5:37 to go. Pitched out to the near side. That's Warner, and he is met quickly. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Tackle made by Carson Kim.
Second down.
Second down.
And goal coming up. Three men wide, two to the left for Mick. And that's Warner in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, rolling out to the left. Mick tried to throw that one in to thread the needle. Intended receiver was Mercer. Falls incomplete, so that brings up third down and goal. Clock stopped after the incompletion at 4 minutes and 50 seconds in the first quarter of play.
Oh, and a muff punt. Gets behind him. Nick forced a dive on that one. All the way back there. Looks like they'll spot him at about their 22. And that'll be about a 4th and a mile.
Yeah, that was just a high snap. Got up over the hands of the quarterback, Mick. And now 4th down and very long, like you said. Mick throwing. Has a man pushing and shoving. It's picked off in the end zone. And now all the way out to the outside, still on his feet.
Still going.
Hussein Osman, he gets all the way to the 20. Well, this one bounced around quite a bit. Replay from Carthage Area Hospital.
Prior to the game, I was seeing Jamesville-Dewitt practicing their tip drills over there on the sideline. Looks like that came pretty handy in that play.
Yeah, you saw Mick just heave it up, and on 4th down, doesn't make too much of a difference. It's about where you would have given up the ball anyway on an incompletion, but threw that one into the end zone, bounced around the hands of the intended receiver, and able to come up with a pick was Hussein Osman. So the Red Rams get the football back. Fake handoff, rolling out to the left. Guidon thought about passing, and he's going to be met quickly and wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing on the play. Second down and 10. Just nowhere to go that time. Met by 3 or 4 players in the black uniforms.
They've done that pretty well up to this point. Not just tackling by one guy, but you got 3 or 4 Spartans at once bringing somebody down.
Second down, they're actually going to give him a loss of just about a yard. So 2nd and 11 coming up here. 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Quarterback keeper and out to the near side. Just, again, no room, no space, and no time to do anything other than get tackled.
Billy Winchester. He's also a multi-sport athlete, and he was making sure that quarterback was not going anywhere with that one.
Another loss on the play. Forward progress stopped. Prevents a bigger one, but it's 3rd down and about 12 coming up. Well, we haven't seen yet if JD really has somebody they can trust to punt, so maybe potentially 4th down territory here. Pitched out to the outside on the carry. Roman Spack, and he's brought down for a huge loss all the way down at the 10-yard line. I think Bobby Pittick was in there to make the stop.
There he is, Pittick number 2, or the older Pittick. So really Pittick number 1 with that tackle.
11-yard line.
The ball's spotted at the 12, and it's 4th down and very long. And it does look like Jamesville-Dewitt will attempt to punt this one away.
Looks like Luke Van Marder back to punt for the Red Rams.
Couple of men deep to return for South Jeff. Assuming Jamesville-Dewitt can get it that far. A little more shallow at about the 26 is Derek Rice. Whistle here before the snap. Jamesville-Dewitt only had 10 guys out there. Not certain why that isn't a flag for illegal formation. There it is.
And looks like a delay of game penalty.
Illegal formation or delay a game, one of the two.
Jamesville-Dewitt's going back.
Didn't have all the right guys out there and will be forced to march even further back. Not that it makes a ton of difference, other than the punter is buried deep in his own end zone trying to get this one away. 1 minute 45 to go in the first quarter. Good snap and a pretty respectable punt. Bounces at about the 39. Gets a favorable bounce for JD. Reeled in and able to stay on his feet momentarily. Now still going, scrambling around. That's Caleb McCarger. And McCarger still going. Gets a couple of big blocks. McCarger cannot be stopped. He's forced out of bounds. But he gets over the 50. Looked like he was going to get tackled about 4 or 5 separate times on that play.
Still
and able
couldn't
to
even
just
bring him down.
keep it going, and yeah, like you said, didn't even get tackled, just forced out of bounds, ran out of real estate. I think if the football field was another 20 yards wider, he might have been able to pick up who knows how many.
It's one of those plays where it feels like he runs about 100 yards and only gains about 20.
We've got I think there's a penalty here on the play. I didn't see a flag, but it looks like they're marching the ball in the opposite direction. Maybe a block in the back. There were a couple of huge hits laid. Part of the reason that McCarter had as much time and space as he did. But I didn't see a flag or a signal.
Nor did I.
But they marched the football all the way back. There it is.
There it is.
Illegal block in the back. So they move it back for the 38. And that's where the Spartans will take over. One in the backfield with Mick. And he quick screen out to the far side, reeled in by McCarger. And McCarger breaks the tackle. He's got some space down the sideline. McCarger, he's brought down from behind as he's in over the 20-yard line. A big play for the Spartans again through the air. A short screen out to that far side. Take another look at it, courtesy of Carthage Area Hospital. And Braden Mick able to connect with Caleb McCarger, who has turned it on here late in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's what you call feeding the hot hand right there. Gets a good chunk of yardage on the return, give it back to him, let him run it on a reception.
Handed off this time and out to the near side. Warner on the carry, now sneaking back towards the middle, and he's brought down. Gain of about 5.
Tackle made by Braden Hennessy.
Second down and 5 coming up. Hennessy in on the stop for the Rams.
Another inside handoff there. Warner takes that one down. Looks inside the 10, down to the 8. And it's going to be close for a first down.
Yeah, that spot is pretty much right at it. Player down for Jamesville-Dewitt. And I think the officials are signaling timeout there for the injury, so.
It's not what you want to see this early on in the season.
We saw several players last night in South Louis. In that game, South Louis and Thousand Islands. A couple of key injuries for the Falcons kind of hindered their late game early in the season. Just wonder sometimes about conditioning and how much these guys have really been able to practice and train. And it's also just the nature of the sport, too. I mean,
Yeah.
so physical and all out all the time. It's Vincent Sobey, the player down for Jamesville-Dewitt, and he's helped up onto his feet now. Gets a good round of applause.
Looks like he is able to put at least some sort of pressure on there. So, although it is never nice to see a player injured,
Walk off the field.
it is at least good to see him able to walk off the field. But
Yeah, little assistance for him as he heads off to that sideline, but appears to be handling it fairly well. They did give South Jeff the first down, so it's first and goal from the 8. The Spartans line up with 2 to the right and 1 to the left, 1 in the backfield. That's Gavin Warner. Here he is. No, fake handoff. Throw over the middle, and it is incomplete. Had a man.
Just out of reach, a nice dive.
Flag down. That's going to be an offensive holding on the play. So that'll back the Spartans up. I think Tommy Pittick was the intended receiver that time on the play action.
just out of his reach, too. A great throw. Just barely missed it. That's not an easy throw to make either. It's a tight window, and especially when you're shooting for the end zone from 8 yards out. Got a lot of guys in front of you.
On the move, too. First down and goal still, but this time from the 18-yard line, not the 8.
Looks like they only got about 15 seconds left here in this quarter, so we'll see if they're shooting for a few extra yards to end the quarter on some points.
Mick under pressure, throws out to Warner on the near side with the screen. Warner gets around the first tackler and then brought down out of bounds on the near side. A little pushing and shoving. I don't think that was intentional at all.
Tackle made by Luke Van Marder.
Warner gets down to about the 11-yard line. Second and goal coming up from there, and time has stopped at 9 seconds as Warner got out of bounds. Now Gage Schofield in the backfield with Mick, and Mick looking to pass out to this near side. Threads the needle, it's caught. Touchdown for the Spartans.
There's Derek Rice again.
Derek Rice with his second touchdown of the day. This one was a perfectly threaded pass right in between double coverage, and Rice able to secure it, stay on his feet just long enough to find his way into the end zone. Take a look at it there. What a great pass and catch. Replays brought to you by Carthage Area Hospital and the North Star Health Alliance. And the Spartans make it 12-0, and now another extra point attempt. David Lorman just pulled the first one left. Flag comes out before this one. That one looked good. They're going to see a signal, but I thought that one looked like it flew right through the uprights.
Offsides on the defense there, so.
Offsides on the defense.
Barely even moves the ball,
We'll try it again.
but it'll be a free kick there for Lorman. He's now got to repeat it.
Yeah, I thought that one looked good, and I'm not certain why the Spartans wouldn't have just declined it if it wasn't. That one also looked good, and it is. So either way, Spartans tack on the extra point. Should be 13-0. Scoreboard here has got 14.
There it is.
We've got 13. They've got it right now. Louis was on it. Better math than I could have done for sure. At least I was pretty confident 6 and 7 made 13, and it does. 4 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Spartans tack on 7. Derek Rice with his second touchdown of the night. And the extra point from Lorman. And South Jeff in the driver's seat early. Should mention it is just another absolutely gorgeous night for football weather-wise. It's fantastic down here. Last night we were in southern Lewis County. Tonight we're in southern Jefferson County. And equally beautiful nights. Mild temperature.
Barely any wind, too,
Yeah,
which
I was
is
gonna say,
pretty crazy.
not a lot of wind. And we're in a great spot to watch the game. That one's popped straight up on the kick, and it's muffed, and South Jeff comes up with a football. Well, that was unorthodox. I think it was Nicholas Dennering who came up with a football. This was unusual. Kick was popped straight up into the air. Take a look at it.
Had some incredible backspin on there.
And JD just couldn't secure it. Ends up falling right into the lap. And the
Looks like they'll probably at least get one play here. We'll see if they go for points or if they go to just move down the field here.
quick pass out to the far side. And able to stay on his feet after the reception. Caleb McCarger, he steps out of bounds, but the clock did expire on the first quarter. And it is a 13-0 lead for the Spartans at the end of quarter number one. Been a solid offensive performance for them. Haven't given up an inch defensively really either. And a fairly commanding lead for them at the end of the first 12 minutes of play.
Yeah, it's been a very eventful first quarter. Interceptions, long receptions, good runs. Overall, a really good first quarter. Hoping for a lot of the same here for the rest of the three.
Derek Rice with a couple of touchdowns to start the evening. Early front runner for our NBC Watertown MVP of the game. Lots of time left for that to change, though. Teams will switch sides, and we'll get ready for quarter number two of high school football, presented by the Bob Johnson Auto Group, as well as Direct Subs, SNR Automotive, and Carthage Area Hospital. SNR sponsoring tonight's game down here, supporting South Jefferson. Thank you to Keith Snyder and the SNR team over out in Mansville. Give them a call at 315-465-4421, dedicated to keeping your vehicle running smoothly and safety, with a focus on thorough inspections and high standards of workmanship. Choose SNR for a reliable and trustworthy solution to all your automotive needs. Again, out in Mansville, New York. Handed off to start the second quarter, and plenty of speed on the carry. Gage Schofield out to the outside. Brought down, but not until he picks up the first down, and then a good chunk after that. Schofield really turned on the Jets.
Yeah, that's part of that outside run, hoping for that running back to just get to that top speed, and Schofield gets to that top speed real quick. It's going to be tough to slow him down if he gets there.
Bit of a delay here from Mick before the snap. Now back to pass, throwing out into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Dropped that one perfectly and over the shoulder. I think that was Tommy Pittick again in the corner of the end zone. That one just ends up falling. Again, just a really difficult throw, and Mick made it look easy.
It's a really good throw, and as easy as Mick made that throw look, I'm not even sure I can make that kind of a throw.
Mick out to the near side, into the end zone again, and it is again incomplete. Pass was intended for McCarger that time.
Looks like they're shooting for the end zone here. I know they're inside the red zone, but two pretty deep passes. Looking middle of the end zone. Looking to put up some points here on these.
Yeah, good bombs on first and second down. Flag comes out at the line of scrimmage, and this pass is incomplete on the screen. It might have been backwards, actually.
Looks like there is some laundry out there at about the 15.
Yeah, flag came out at the line of scrimmage. Pass was intended on this near side for McCarger, and it bounced in and out of his hands, and I think he wasn't certain if it was maybe backwards.
Always want to make sure that you're sure about that. You don't want to give up a problem.
Ended up getting back to the football, but flag comes out. Looks like the penalty was against the offense, and it's declined. I thought they had signaled the penalty was declined, but they did back South Jeff up 10 yards.
I think maybe they are calling that previous play a fumble. Because they
could be.
are, I
That
believe,
could be.
back
Yep.
6 yards.
Yeah, if the penalty would have been 5 and the fumble was 6, then
It would make sense to decline that one.
yeah, take the loss of down as well. 4th down and long now. And the offense still out there. Schofield in the backfield with Mick. And he's looking to pass on 4th and long. Screen out to the near side. That's caught. Short of the yard to gain. Chase Bickle. Spartans will turn it over on downs. What a chance to pen JD deep into their own half of the field here.
This defense in the first quarter has shown to put up some really big stops and big moments. Pushing them back in this territory may be a big stop for this defense.
First and 10 coming up. This one's handed off right up the middle, and Matt Quickly is the ball carrier. Forced all the way backwards. See where they stop the forward progress, but Matt Quickly.
Looks like he picked the yard up.
It was Dejier Brooks on the carry.
Loss of forward progress.
You see it there again. A lot of Spartans wrapping them up, not just letting one guy get back there, bringing a whole army of them.
2nd down and 9 coming up. They gave him a yard before the forward progress was stopped. One man either side. Red Rams in the I formation here. 2 backs. Fake handoff, and then it is handed off to the trail back, and that's Roman Spack on the carry.
Fights off a couple of times.
Short gain.
Picks up 3.
Brings up 3rd down. About 5. As we're under 10 minutes to go in the first half.
I like the choice there. 1st down, hand it off to that fullback, get him running right up the middle. 2nd down, they fake it to that fullback, give it to the running back, give him a little bit more steam under his legs before he hits the pile.
A long huddle here, and I think Jamesville-Dewitt will take a timeout. They do. First timeout of the half for JD. Trailing 13-0 with 9:19 to go in quarter number 2. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for him out of the timeout. Beautiful evening for football here on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. Brought to you by our friends over at Carthage Area Hospital and the North Star Health Alliance, including all sorts of different groups now part of that health alliance. Carthage Area Hospital, North Country Orthopedic Group, Claxton Hepburn, and Meadowbrook Terrace, all part of that. Reminder that if you have an orthopedic injury, North Country Orthopedic Group offers same-day appointments. Give them a call, 315-782-1650, to get the care that you may need. Thank you to them for sponsoring high school football, as well as our friends, of course, over at Drex Subs. Drex Subs located all over the place up here in the North Country. and deeply committed to supporting their communities. And that's evident in their support of high school sports here on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. Connor Lalone alongside Joshua Madison on the commentary for tonight's action in Adams as South Jeff leading 13-0 over the Jamesville-Dewitt Red Rams in a rematch of last year's Section 3 Class B2 semifinal. Jamesville-Dewitt, false start there. Backs them up to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 10.
You know, it is beautiful weather. It is a little bit buggy, I will say. My one small little complaint there, quite a bit buggy out here.
It's got to be that way a little bit last night in Turin, too, in South Louis. Under pressure, the quarterback, and he's brought down, sacked in the backfield. Nowhere to go, Anthony Guidon. And the Spartan defense comes up with a sack on 3rd down and 10. Take a look at it. Again, brought to you by our friends at Carthage Area Hospital. Guidon looked for the pass, and it just never opened up, and he was brought down quickly in the backfield.
I believe that was Bobby who got to him. Mr. Bobby Pittick really just flew into the backfield, and he's got speed. Uses it a lot on the basketball court. Use it there to get that to that quarterback.
4th down and 17, and again, here comes the punt unit, and we've got another timeout called. Again, Jamesville-Dewitt with a timeout here.
Seemed like another miscommunication on some players on the field, players running on and off.
So JD now with just the one timeout and 8:33 left in the first half. Yeah, I'll agree with that, Josh. It's gotten a little bit buggy. We were warned. Jay Wiley, the athletic director, I was talking to him earlier, said, "Did you bring any bug spray?" And I said, "No, should I have?" And his response was, "Oh, yeah." It's a little bit of a nuisance up here on the roof of the press box, but we'll manage.
I think I'll take bugs over cold weather just about any day.
Agreed. I've done football games in the late October, and it's no fun when it's freezing cold and you're standing on the roof of a building and the wind is whipping.
No,
I think we'll survive.
Yeah, outside the bugs, beautiful night, beautiful night.
4th down and long, the punt unit on for the Red Rams. Good snap. Another really solid punt. This one's reeled in at about the 46.
He's got some space out there.
Billy Winchester down the near sideline. And he's brought down just over the 15.
How about the line of scrimmage of where Jamesville-Dewitt was?
Great kick return. Billy Winchester, close to 35 yards.
That's a play right there. You got to hand that one to the blocking. Just gave him so much room on that near side. Really made good use of it to get all the way down there to the 15.
So absolutely outstanding field position for the Spartans here. 1st and 10. Handed off. Warner on the carry. Picks up 2 or 3. Might even be less than that based on that spot. They're going to give him about 1 on the carry. So 2nd down and 9. Handed off again. No, kept by the quarterback, Mick. He has some space out to the outside. Mick with a misdirection, and he is going to get into the end zone. Touchdown for the Spartans yet again. And it's the 3rd all-purpose touchdown of the night. Brain Mick rushes one in.
Showing this quarterback, he's got it all. He's been throwing it around, throwing some really nice passes all the way up until this point. Had a time to use his legs and showed him off there. That was some great running.
It fooled the entire Jamesville-Dewitt defense on a fake handoff. kept it himself and snuck into the end zone. Great replay there. It's sponsored by Carthage Area Hospital. That kick is going to be just short, I think, and it is. So, no good on the PAT. 6 more, though, for South Jeff. It's 19-0 with 7:49 to go in the first half. So, Spartan defense ready to head back out onto the field. They've been fantastic so far in this opening night matchup. Really excelled on both sides of the ball, South Jeff, tonight.
On the previous kickoff, they even recovered on a little fumble there, so
yeah, that was
definitely hoping to do the same thing here.
That was unique. Looked like a Louis Filippi 60-degree wedge on that last kickoff, just straight up into the air. That one's much better. Gets all the way down to about the 15. Reeled in there, no fumbled. Able to pick it up and corral it, the kick returner, and gets down to the 20. That was Joseph Velasco on the carry on the return for the Rams. First and 10 coming up for them.
So good strong punt there. Look more for a driver on that one.
Yeah.
A little bit less of that chip.
It was too straight to be a driver for me. First down and 10 coming up. Ball on the 21 or 22 yard line. Again, the I formation for the Red Rams with one man wide. And again, they use the fullback. Bouncing off the first tackle, but brought down at the 20. It's going to be a loss of about a yard on the carry. Roman Spack, the fullback.
Second and 11.
Second down and 11 coming up after the loss. Clock ticking down. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Pitched out to the far side. Roman Spack again on the carry. And again, he's going to be brought down pretty promptly. Nothing doing on the play. Third down and a long 11 coming up. Whistle here. Timeout called by the officials. Player down for Jamesville-Dewitt. Able to get back up pretty quickly. I think that was Spack, the ball carrier. And he's walking off the field under his own power again. He got up pretty quickly, but since they stopped the play, forced to come off.
It's a lot of times taking a hit in a row. It's going to put a pretty decent wear and tear on your body, especially early on. Not quite used to those kind of hits just yet. Usually used to your teammates putting that kind of a hit, but usually teammates are a little bit nicer than that semifinal rematch team.
Back to pass this time under pressure, able to sling it away and has a man downfield. It falls incomplete, just the slightest bit overthrown from the quarterback, Anthony Guidon. Intended for Ryan Walker down that far sideline. Had him in some space, actually. Walker able to beat the coverage.
Pretty good arm there, too. Had some pretty good air time out there.
We've seen a couple of throws from Guidon. Had a little more air underneath it than that one. That was more of a line drive and just misconnecting with his man. High snap handled extremely well by the punter, and he gets a really solid one away yet again. It bounces a couple of times and then down by the Red Rams right at the 40-yard line. Carson Kim with the
First and 10, South Jeff.
down there to corral the football. And so the Spartans will get the football back with 6 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the first half at their opposing 40-yard line.
This quarter seems to be going by pretty quick. We're already halfway through it. Feels like we just got started.
Low snap, dug out, screen out to the near side, reeled in. Caleb McCarger, and he's brought down.
He is showing it is not easy to bring him down.
Yeah, how many times has he blown through a tackle? That one was good for 9 yards.
Seems
Nope,
like
they're going to give him 10. First down.
seems like the easiest way to bring him down is to just get him out of bounds.
Yeah, it's the only way to stop him. Mick fakes the pass a couple of times, has a man deep, and it is caught. Another touchdown for the Spartans.
And there is Bobby Pettit. Great catch on the sideline. Incredible throw there by Mick. Put it right in the breadbasket. A nice little fake screen there. Previous play, you saw the screen there. Just sent Bobby to, instead of a block, just took off downfield. Great throw, great throw.
Bobby Pittick to the house for 6 more, 25-0 now. And another extra point attempt for Lorman. Chase Bickle in the hold for the Spartans. Good snap, good hold, good kick. It looks good. And it is. 26-0 after Bobby Pittick able to find his way into the end zone. Reels one in over the shoulder. Take another look at it. Like you said, Josh, the fake screen a couple of times, and Bobby into the end zone. Beautiful pass dropped in over the shoulder by Braden Mick. The Spartans will kick it away again. .5:48 to go in the first half. And this one has all the signs that it could be a bit of a rout. 26-0 right now. Solid kick again. That one's going to be reeled in at the 20. And able to get just over the 30 was the kick returner, Dejier Brooks.
He's a little slow to get up, but he'll get there. That seemed like a pretty rough tackle. A couple of Spartans landing on his leg on that one. Glad he's okay. Seems like he's kind of skipping off, but
just a little bit of a limp as he heads over to the sideline. It'll be first down and 10 coming up after the kick return for Brooks. Ball's on the 32-yard line. Motion in front of Guidon. They hand it off. A little jet sweep that time. This one is going to be good for a couple of yards on the carry.
Well done to keep his balance.
Velasco on the carry.
Nearly tripped over there on the line of scrimmage. Good job keeping his balance. Gaining some yards out of it.
Second down. 7 or 8 coming up. Guidon back to pass this time. Throw sidearm. That one skipped in. It's incomplete. Intended for Kim.
Bring up 3rd and 7.
Guidon just went with a kind of Pat Mahomes sidearm toss. Didn't give it enough air and skips in before Kim could secure it. Brings up 3rd down and 7. Stops the clock at 4:58 in quarter number 2. Guidon again looking to pass. Throws out over the middle. It's reeled in. And in some space now over the middle, Carson Kim still on his feet. Kim's going to sneak all the way to the outside, and he is going to find his way into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Jamesville-Dewitt. And they'll answer back a huge play over the middle. Carson Kim able to just keep on going. Take a look at it there. Kim able to reel it in. Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Another great throw there by Guidon there. I mean, had a couple of Spartans in that territory, just fit it in just in time to get his wide receiver. Great catch, and got enough speed to take off there. Getting some much needed points there for Jamesville-Dewitt.
Looks like the offense will stay out there for the Red Rams here for a 2-point conversion attempt. Trying to make it 8. Right now it's 6. Guidon on the keeper, and he's brought down in the backfield. Tried to get rid of it at the last second to no avail.
There's a man who just scored a touchdown for the Spartans on one end. That's Bobby Pittick there. Gets the backfield quick.
So the 2-point conversion attempt fails. It's a 20-point lead now for South Jeff as the defense finally surrenders a big play. Reception over the middle and the long touchdown for Carson Kim. Jamesville-Dewitt onto the scoreboard. Maybe give us a little something more to play for here at the end of the second half, heading into the second half at the end of the first half, I should say.
Usually it is pretty easy to, especially after seeing how well the South Jeff offense and defense have played, pretty easy to call it a pretty big lead for South Jeff, but and I've seen some good comebacks in my day, and even Falcons and Patriots back in a few Super Bowls ago. Pretty tough pill to swallow for Atlanta fans.
They are never going to live that one down.
No.
Long huddle before the kickoff here for Jamesville-Dewitt. A couple of guys, quite a few of them confused on where to go. Unless this is a design confusion. It's not. Low squib. Picked up at about the 16 or 17 yard line and able to get all the way down to about the 40 on the return. Billy Winchester again with a solid kick return. Last time on a punt, this time on a kickoff. And the Spartans will get the football, looks like right at the 40. Mick handed off. Schofield on the carry, and he's brought down in the backfield. Flag comes out, too, after the play. Slow to get up again is Dejair Brooks. He was blocked by Noah Cousins, may have been illegally. We'll wait to see.
Yep, seems like this is going to be another holding call.
Looks like a holding penalty against South Jeff. That'll back him up 10.
So holding it is.
1st and 20.
10-yard penalty. 1st and 20 coming up from the 30-yard line now. Mick looking to pass on 1st and 20. Stepping up now, reading the defense. Still rolling around, and Mick is brought down finally in the backfield. 2 or 3 times it looked like he maybe was just going to heave that one down the field, elected to keep it, and is wrapped up for a loss. Dejair Brooks able to make the stop. 2nd and long. Again, back to pass. Mick, screen out to the near side, reeled in. That's Warner. He's going to pick up maybe the line of scrimmage. It might even be another loss. They're going to mark him short another couple of yards. So 3rd down and coming up from the Wilson building over in Adams Center on this play.
This is a big stop here for Jamesville-Dewitt, trying to keep that momentum on their side.
Whistle on the play. Flag comes out at the line of scrimmage.
That is not going to help.
No, JD celebrating as it is an offside against, or a false start rather, against the Spartan offense. Now they really are backed up. 3rd down and about as long as you can get. The yard to gain here is the 50. Spartans all the way down their own 17. Mick has to pass under pressure. JD bringing a house, and it's picked off, and that one is going to go. A pick 6 for JD. Roman Spack finds his way into the end zone.
And that is about as unfortunate as they come. Seemed like he was kind of under pressure, just tried to get it away, and it just ended up in Roman's left hand there.
Yeah, you see it on the replay. Mick trying to avoid another sack. And instead of throwing that one away, just kind of heaved it over the middle, right into the hands of the very grateful Roman Spack. A pick 6. And now all of a sudden, JD starting to make it a little interesting again. 12-26 the score. The offense on for the 2-point conversion attempt. Failed on the first try. This one's handed off, and that's going to go.
Spack again.
Responsible for all 8 points with a pick 6 in the 2-point conversion. And it's 26-14 now. The Spartan offense stalled there. Didn't help themselves. Couple of big losses, then the penalty and the interception by Roman Spack, who was able to walk it into the end zone, then sneaks right through the middle on the 2-point conversion attempt, and it's 26-14 in a hurry. Just 3 minutes to go in the first half. It's turned into a football game all of a sudden. The Red Rams set to kick it away. Another solid kick. That one is going to bounce into the end zone.
Not as favorable as a bounce as they have had up to this point.
1st and 10, South Jeff at the 20.
So the touchback. Spartans will take over at the 20-yard line.
It even looked like a little bit of miscommunication there from the 2 return men. Looked like they were both ready to block for the other and turned and found out that no one went to get the ball.
Yeah, really split the 2 of them. Now the Spartans need to get back on track offensively from their own 20. Mick going to hand it off this time. Schofield on the carry, trying to get to the outside. Slows up, and he's brought down. It's going to be a loss of about a yard.
Tackle made by Brooks. I think it's 2nd and 11.
2nd down and 11 coming up. Schofield comes over to the near sideline. Placed in the backfield by Warner. Fake handoff. Mick out to his left, looking down the field, throwing, has a man, and it is incomplete is the signal. That was
a great throw there by Mick.
Bobby Piddick,
Good diving attempt there by Piddick.
the intended receiver. Wasn't sure if he came up with it or not. Couldn't tell. The body shielding our view of the ball. Signal on the field was incomplete, and it's 3rd down and 11 coming up. Would have been a huge gain for the Spartans and a big 1st down. Now a whistle.
Looks like the play clock was a little low.
High snap, pitch out to the near side. Gavin Warner on the carry and met quickly. Big tackle made right at the line of scrimmage. I think Velasco and Varag the third.
Our 3rd and final time out of the half from Jamesville-Dewitt.
I'm trying to stop the clock here on 4th down and get the football back with some time to continue to cut into that lead. This is a big spot for the Spartans.
And the Spartans will be getting the football at half. So it is a very important drive for Jamesville-Dewitt to put up some points before giving it back to the Spartans in the second half.
Spartan cheerleading section trying to get the student section involved. They're always up in that back left corner of the bleachers. Have been for as long as I can remember. Have been since I was in school, at least. Probably longer than that.
They've had a lot to cheer about up to this point. Past couple of drives have been a little dull, but still 26 points in the first half. It's not easy to do.
It definitely stalled a little bit here towards the end of the first half, but have been pretty successful nonetheless. A big 4th down coming up for them here. They're going to punt. At least assuming there's no trickery involved here. And they will. It's a good snap, a low punt. Bounces at the 50. Keeps rolling, gets all the way down to the 38. Great punt by Lane Mercer. And Jamesville-Dewitt will have the football with 2 minutes and 1 second to go in the first half. No timeouts left. Trailing by 12, 26-14.
I could be mistaken, but I believe that was the first time that we see the South Jeff punter tonight. A lot of drives that have ended in either a turnover or some points for South Jeff. Shows just how well this offense has moved down the field.
First and 10, screen, thrown backwards, safe, flea flicker down the field. They have a man, it's caught. Trickery works for JD. It's a big gain. And the Spartan defense just not ready for it. Here's a look from Carthage Area Hospital. That one went backwards. And the second one perfectly illegal and wide open down the field was the receiver.
And it looks like a timeout there from South Jeff. That throw right there, I can confidently say, was the best pass that we have seen today from someone that was not a quarterback.
It was a perfect time for that play called. Second timeout called by the Spartans. Leaves them with 1 left here in the first half.
These late first half time has definitely shown how important the momentum is and how much Jamesville-Dewitt has taken over that momentum here late in the half. we'll see if they can hold on to it for the rest of the half and if they can bring it into the second half.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Josh. I think that's Randy Fuller.
That certainly is.
Headed out there to talk things over with the defense. Longtime head coach. Pass the helm to Aaron Rivers. Again, looking to throw, and again, they have a man down the field. He caught it. Was he in bounds?
I say he was out, but man, that's close.
And they're going to mark him at the 1.
That is a great catch. And a beautiful throw there. That's one that you need a quarterback to make that kind of a throw. That is a beautiful throw there. Set them up beautifully here late.
Yeah. Now Jamesville-Dewitt really threatening. With a minute 46, 2 big plays. And a chance to sneak one in. Hand it off and stop just short on the carry. Roman Spack that time. No gain on the play. 2nd and goal from the 1. Well, a touchdown here for JD would do them wonders, but a stop for South Jeff would be monumental as well.
That will probably make the biggest difference here for the rest of this half.
Just change the feel of the game heading into halftime. 2nd and goal from the 1. They try to sneak.
And looks like the quarterback.
And
looked like the line pushed forward. Let's see if he pushed forward enough.
there hasn't been a signal yet. I don't think they're going to give it to him.
They might be just inches away.
At the goal line.
3rd down and goal now.
3rd and goal.
Couldn't quite get it in with the quarterback sneak. And now 3rd and really is inches. I think timeout called again by South Jeff.
Definitely an important play here. Just over 30 seconds and a 3rd down. That is the final timeout of the half. So a failed run here, and that clock's going to be ticking.
So the last timeout of the first half called by South Jeff, and the defense will talk things over with Coach Randy Fuller. Certainly 2-down territory for JD. We haven't seen them, although they have been trailing big. We haven't seen them with an extra point attempt yet. They've gone for 2 both times that they've scored, but can't imagine them not going for it on 4th down, provided they don't get it here on 3rd.
No, I haven't seen their kicker too much. Regardless, only their kicker on the kickoffs there after their 2 touchdowns.
I formation here, 3rd and goal, 32 seconds left in the first half. JD trying to cut the lead, and they're going to be stopped short again.
That is an incredible wall right there. That's what that timeout was definitely used for right there. It doesn't look like they're willing to waste time.
They don't have a way to stop the clock. Quarterback sneak again. Do they stop him short? I think they did. I haven't seen a signal yet.
That is no touchdown. Incredible stop there from South Jeff with only 5 seconds left in the half. Gotta expect not much of a offensive drive, but they will definitely take a full stop there.
Yeah, what a monumental effort from that defensive line. 1st and goal from the 1. They come up with 4 stops in a row and get the football back, keep the lead at 12, and now just need to advance the football once and avoid that dreaded S word, and they will.
They'll move it a few yards, but that'll end the half. Great run there. Making sure you're not in the end zone, just get them out. Send it to halftime.
Well, Jamesville-Dewitt with a late push there at the end of the first half cuts the lead down to 12. Had a chance to make it, maybe even less. First and goal from the 1-yard line. The Spartans come up big 4 times on defense and hold them out of the end zone. And so the lead stays at 12 heading into halftime. High school football on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel, presented by Bob Johnson Direct Subs, the Carthage Area Hospital, and the North Star Health Alliance, and special sponsor for tonight's action, SNR Automotive out in Mansville. Huge thank you to all of them for making high school sports possible, our live streams possible here on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. Joshua Madison joining myself, Connor Lalone, for the commentary tonight from Adams. Louis Flippy is the technical director tonight, and Morgan Young on the camera for us. The 4-man crew as the rest of the NBC Watertown stream team headed up to Kingston and left us to fend for ourselves. I'm going to say it. Lack of commitment. 14 minutes left here on the clock for halftime. They'll add 3 more after that. We're going to step aside and take a break for halftime and be back for the second half of action right here from Adams, New York. Welcome back to southern Jefferson County in Adams, New York, where the South Jefferson Spartans gave up a little bit of ground to the visiting Jamesville-Dewitt Red Rams at the end of that first half. Connor Lalone alongside Joshua Madison, Louis Filippi, the technical director this evening, and Morgan Young on the camera. South Jeff had a pretty resounding lead, and JD cut into it at the end of that first half. Could have been worse, though, for the Spartans.
Absolutely. That defense has been an outstanding part of the game for the Spartans. We'll see if they can continue that going into this second half.
South Jeff to receive to start the second half of action. A good kick, and it's reeled in at about the 16. Up the middle and still on his feet. Caleb McCarger over the 50 on the kick return.
That's some good agility running right up through all those blocks. Getting a really good gain there. Set this offense up nicely to start this half.
Able to get through that big mass of players somewhere around the 35 and snuck all the way over the 50 before being brought down. First and 10 for the Spartans to start the second half. Handed off right up the middle. It was Winchester on the carry, I think, up the middle. Maybe not. Might have been Gavin Warner on the carry. Gain of about 5 yards for Warner that time. Handed off. Warner tries to get to the outside, cuts back to the inside, bounces off a couple of hits, still going. Gavin Warner diving forward. He's going to be awfully close to that first down yardage. They're going to give it to him. Move the chains on the far sideline. A couple of carries for Gavin Warner and a first down for the Spartans.
Not wasting much time in between plays. They came out here what seems to be a pretty strong game plan, and they're going to stick to it.
Looking over the sideline, getting some direction. Braden Mick. A couple of passing touchdowns, rushed one in that first half as well. Threw a pick six. This one handed off, and again, it's Gavin Warner, and Warner again going to be close to the first down. Flag comes out behind the play, down at the 29-yard line. See if this one comes back.
Looked like he was pretty well stopped for a while, and he had a teammate kind of tugging him and pulling him for much more.
Player down for Jamesville-Dewitt.
I believe they're calling an illegal block in the back there. That will take a bit of yardage away from great play there for the Spartans offensively.
I didn't see too much on the Carthage Area Hospital replay. Looked like a fairly standard football play.
Looks like it'll just reset the whole play. May have put him back an extra yard.
Yeah, first and 11 coming up now. Back to pass. Mick out to this near side, has a man, and it is incomplete. Flag comes out, though. I think that's going to be a pass interference. There was some grappling going on. Caleb McCarger. Take a look at the replay here. There's a flag down in the backfield as well behind the play, as there was some holding going on there. Looked fairly 50-50, but personal foul on the offense will offset with the pass interference.
And we remain with a 1st and 11. huge play. Looked like a lot happened, and at the end of the day, it doesn't even exist.
Just a couple of seconds off the clock. 10:24 remaining in quarter number 3. 1st and 11. Mick again looking to pass, rushing, and going to take it himself. Able to sneak around the first tackle. Mick, forward progress stopped just about to the line of scrimmage. Might be the slightest of losses on the play. 2nd down and a long 11 coming up. It looked like Mick was going to get sacked and able to just worm his way out of it and get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more than that. 2nd down and long. Motion in front of Mick. Coming out to the near side, Billy Winchester. This one, fake handoff. Mick looking for Winchester down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Wasn't the greatest throw from Mick that time, as Winchester hadn't quite started to cut back towards the inside there. Can't connect, incomplete. Now 3rd down and 11 to go.
Feels like so many plays have happened with this kind of yardage, and yet we only remain at 3rd down with all the penalty flags.
Mick again looking to pass, and that one's thrown.
Looks like they're calling that a fumble
Yeah,
based on the whistles.
They didn't blow that one dead until it worked its way out of bounds.
They are calling them all the way down to the 49.
Take a look at it here, see if we can make out if it was a forward pass or not. Yeah, that sure looks like it's a backwards pass and a fumble. Ball rolled out of bounds at the 49, and here comes the South Jeff punt team. Lane Mercer got a good one away the first time. Good snap. Mercer. Another great punt from him. This is going to be muffed on the fair catch. At least I thought that was a fair catch attempt.
Looks like he got more yards out of it than if he caught it.
Yeah. A fortunate bounce. And falls to his teammate. I think that was Carter Fanuff that was trying to reel that one in.
It is not easy to read a ball in the air at this kind of a night sky. Ball goes just above those lights, and it is tough to see. DeWitt with their first play.
Out the middle and out to the outside and forced out of bounds, but it's a 1st down on the carry for Dejier Brooks. Player down in the backfield for Jamesville-Dewitt again. Slow to get up is Bryce Wheeler. Take another look at the rush.
It's a great cut to the outside.
You see Wheeler there, just took a lick as he was trying to lay a block. He's up onto his feet now, walking off.
Doesn't seem to be too much of a limp either, which is good. Good to see. We see even the man running the ball on that play kind of limping off there.
Yeah, Dejier Brooks has come up a little bit lame after several plays in this game. He's taken a beating. One man immediately to the right of Anthony Guidon. Motion in front of him. They're going to hand it off on the sweep again. Velasco on the carry. He's pushed forward over the 45, down to the 46.
It's a good tackle there by Billy Winchester. Just got off the block in time. Good wrap up, but also a really good run there from, I believe, Joseph Velasco on that one. It was a good handoff, and he got some speed.
Velasco on the jet sweep that time. He lines up as one of 2 receivers on the left side for Guidon. They're going to hand it off, though, right up the middle, and met quickly on the carry. Roman Spack, the fullback. And no gain on the play. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Another player down for Jamesville-Dewitt. This is not looking good for him, as many of these injuries early on in this half. This one seems to be somewhat of a cramp.
Yeah, it just looks like cramp to me.
Some early of the season type of cramps. So hopefully he should be okay. Then he will have to leave the field.
Vincent Sobey heads off the field. 3rd down and 5 coming up. 4 wide. Guidon over the middle and just overthrown. Had a man, too.
Looked like he was covered, but he just broke free of all of that coverage.
It's Carson Kim again. He already has a big play for a touchdown in this game.
Looks like Jamesville-Dewitt will have the punt team out for this 4th down. With how close of a game this game has turned into be, don't want to be giving South Jeff any favorable position.
Good snap. Punt nearly blocked.
I feel like I heard
sounded
somewhat
like
of a sound, but
Mercer might have gotten a piece of it, but the punt was so good that kind of made me question that. See if Lou's got a look at it here on the Carthage Area Hospital replay. I thought it looked like Mercer got to it. He was dangerously close if he didn't.
man,
Hard to tell. Maybe just fingertips. Another solid punt, though, from Jamesville-Dewitt. South Jeff will get the football, but it's deep in their own half of the field. Ball on the 24, rather. Mick handed off. Nowhere to go, but able to stay on his feet and maybe pick up a yard on the carry.
starting to see the Jamesville-Dewitt run defense kind of making some stops here as of late. Sort of late in the end of the first half and early on here in the second. A lot of good run stops.
Gage Schofield on the carry that time. This is a short screen out to the near side. Caleb McCarger with a catch, and then he's forced out of bounds. Ball down to the 31-yard line, a gain of 6 yards on the screen pass for Caleb McCarger. That's the thing, if Jamesville-Dewitt starts to key in on the run, we know that Braden Mick certainly has an arm.
Yeah.
See if South Jeff utilizes that a little bit more here in this
Push
second
him
half.
Forward.
Yeah, handoff to Schofield again, and he does pick up the first down.
It's another good way to stop that run defense, keep them on their toes, go back and forth from a pass to a rush. That was well done by that offense. Play calling.
Now 3 men out to the left. Wide for Mick. Handed off. Schofield up the middle, spinning around. Forward progress is going to be stopped, and then he's brought down well in the backfield, but the forward progress gives him a yard or two, maybe 3. The spot just keeps getting better and better for South Jeff. It's about 4 yards on the gain. 2nd down and 6.
It's always tough to find out where the forward progress stops when how far he went back.
Back to pass this time. Mick out to the near side, reeled in by McCarger. McCarger trying to make a man miss. Pushed out of bounds after he picks up the first. Ball all the way down to the 48 for the Spartans.
Seems like for a lot of McCarger's routes, he's gone either deep or gone back for a screen. That when you see just that small little curl route where it's not really that kind of a screen play, but he's also not going as deep as he has all game.
Handed off. Warner into the game and gets the football. Picks up, maybe close to 6 yards on that carry. That's what South Jeff has done well, too, is spread it out. Utilized several different offensive options. McCarter, Warner, Schofield have all gotten involved. Bobby Pittick, Derek Rice. Mick, screen out to the far side. That's Bobby Pittick on the catch. He picks up a couple of yards. Tommy Pittick, rather, on that catch.
Yeah. Like you were saying, though, they have spread the ball out very well, and that makes it very difficult for a defense to make that kind of a stop because you don't know where to put your players on. Because if all of them are able to make those kind of plays, it's very difficult to stop.
Handed off. Warner picks up the first down as he gets to about the 40. Stop there. Still on his feet, Gavin Warner. Not one of the biggest guys, but fights really well on every play. Player down again for Jamesville-Dewitt. Official timeout for the injury.
And again, it seems kind of more like those cramps again, kind of stretching him out.
Both teams getting water out there for the players on the field. High school football here on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. Brought to you, as always, by Bob Johnson. Check them out. They've got whatever you're looking for. Bob Johnson's got your ride. After the injury timeout, first down and 10. Ball on the 40. Mick looking to pass. Throwing down the field. Has Pittick, and it's over his head. Incomplete.
Somewhat seemed like Pittick was ready to stop and turn around, but looked like that throw was going deeper.
Just not quite on the same page, and it falls in. Second down and 10. Under 5 minutes to go in quarter number 3. South Jeff still with that 12-point lead, 26-14. That big defensive stop on first and goal at the end of the second quarter, proving to be the difference so far. Warner on the carry, gets over the 35. Strong gain on second down. It'll be 3rd and 3 or 4 coming up.
Kind of the same as last drive. You see South Jeff not really taking too much time in the huddle. They're really just get the play and get back to the line and reset.
Fake handoff, quarterback keeper. Braden Mick picked up a touchdown like that earlier. This time it's just the first down, but all the way down to the 21 before being forced out of bounds. Misdirection on the fake handoff. Take a look at it, courtesy of Carthage Area Hospital. Fakes that handoff, and Gavin Warner sold it really well. And Mick able to pick up the first down.
It's another great play to use when you run the ball a lot like they are right here.
Handed off.
This time they're getting stuff behind the line, but that kind of fake handoff becomes very effective when you have a bunch of handoffs to your running back that eventually you just pull one out. Again, keeping that defense on their toes. But
Loss of a couple that time.
Looks like they were on it there.
Looking to pass out to this near side, reeled in and then brought down quickly was the receiver Chase Bickle. And player down for South Jeff away from the play. I think that might be Gage Schofield. And that looks like that might be cramped too. Didn't see too much on it. Again, it was behind the play. Well, really ahead of the play, just kind of off the ball.
As someone who definitely has played sports myself. I can tell you cramps, whew, they do not feel good. Those are really, really a problem, especially down on your legs.
Yeah, always one of those that, even if it doesn't end up being anything too serious, can definitely feel a lot worse than maybe it ends up being. Louis Filippi's passing notes over here. Says that Randy Fuller, longtime head coach, now an assistant coach, gym coach, seems like he should pass along some of those yoga instructions from gym class on how to stretch out. It's just a hot and humid day, Lou. I mean, come on. It has cooled off a little bit as we've moved further into the evening.
And those yoga stretches, they might help, though. I mean, can help loosen up those muscles.
That was one of the best gym class units. I had yoga 9th period one year, and it was, you didn't want it to end.
It's a good way to end your day.
Mick over the middle, incomplete, nearly picked off after he got deflected. Pass intended.
Looks like that's
over the middle, and Kim was almost able to come up with it. Now he's stayed down.
Looks like that was Bobby Pittick who was intended for that. He's a pretty tall kid. And he gets up there pretty good, just out of his reach, though.
Yeah, lots of players going down with cramp now. Like you said, Josh, just overthrown over the head of Bobby Pittick, which is impressive considering his height. And just unable to come up with it, diving at the last second, was Carson Kim, who was skipping off the field. Lots of cramps here in the second half. 3:39 to go in quarter number 3. It's going to be 4th and 10 coming up for the Spartans. A 12-point lead for them. And the offense will stay on the field.
Looking to get back on the scoreboard. It's been a couple of drives since we've seen them find some points.
Mick over the middle, just overthrown. Too much on it that time. As he's trying to find Rice over the middle. Spartans will turn the ball over on downs.
Probably was one of the right targets there, though. Rice he's got 2 touchdowns today. Definitely showing off his catching and running after catch abilities.
2 touchdowns in the first quarter. It's been pretty quiet since, held in check from there on. That one, I think he would have had a chance to make the grab, just Mick, a little too much mustard on the throw. Turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for Jamesville-Dewitt. Bobbled the snap, now rolling out to the left, looking down the field, hit as he throws. It's wobbly and it's incomplete. And Guidon took a shot on that one.
Looked
as he
like
let it go.
He was directing a little bit of traffic there just before he threw that. But that is a nasty hit to take mid-throw.
Take another look at it as Guidon rolled out to this near side, jumped, put himself in a really dangerous position there when he did that. And took a lick, popped right back up though, and is out there in the middle of the huddle. Three minutes and 27 seconds to go. Quarter number 3, motion in front of Guidon. It's handed off on the sweep again. This time, Dobrovic on the carry. First time we've said his name all night. He's brought down for a loss.
Both teams have done a very good job mixing in between rush plays and pass plays. This defense definitely has their work cut out for them on both sides.
On 3rd down, looking to throw over the middle, and it is caught on the dive. It's going to be short of the 1st down, but it's a solid gain over the middle for Carson Kim as he's able to dive and reel it in. Take another look there as slinging it sidearm, and Kim able to corral it for the catch. 4th down and about 4 yards here to pick up for Jamesville-Dewitt. The offense will stay out there, down 12 with 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Handed off and still on his feet and going to be brought down well short. It's going to end up being a loss on the handoff for Spack, and South Jeff will turn the ball over on downs. They get the ball in a very nice spot here. It'll be 1st and 10 for them with the ball right on the 25. And a big defensive stop there sets up the offense in a good position here to try to increase their lead.
Spack, another one of those players who has just been an absolute struggle for South Jeff to bring him down. That play, they just had to get the whole team to just huddle up and hold them still until the whistle blew.
Handed off, Warner up the middle, diving forward. Tripped up by Hennessy. Short gain for Warner on the carry. 2nd down and 8 coming up. High snap handled and handed off to Schofield. Jumps over a tackle. Another solid gain on the ground for South Jeff. Brings up 3rd down and 2. Vincent Sobey eventually making the stop for Jamesville-Dewitt. Schofield again in the backfield. And again, handed off. No, kept by the quarterback. And nowhere to go for Mick that time. Was like he wanted to keep it. And Schofield didn't really want to let him. Was trying to wrestle it away and ends up coming up short.
Would have been pretty good if that was drawn up. That would have been pretty interesting to see.
Small loss. 4th down and short. Offense on the field. Flag comes out at the line of scrimmage.
That looks like we may end up finding ourselves. Oh, it's a penalty on JD there.
Yeah, never saw a signal, but the flag came out right at the line of scrimmage. Must have been an offside, so 1st down and 10 after the penalty, and that's a tough one to take for JD on a 4th down and 3 or 4. High snap, again handed off to Warner, though, up the middle. Gavin Warner. Couple of yards on the carry that time. Down just short of the 10-yard line.
We're coming in close to the end of the 3rd quarter, and they're, contrary to the first half, we have not seen much scoring here in the 2nd half, especially not here in the 3rd quarter.
And no scoring here in the 2nd half just yet. 26-14 is the way we left it. Jamesville-Dewitt had a chance to make it 26-20. And 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. South Jeff held them 4 times right at the end of the 1st half. And what would have been a huge momentum swing was going to be either way. Just wasn't sure which team was going to benefit from it.
Yeah, especially down 26-0 at one point to come back, get down 26-14, less than a yard away from 26-20. Definitely would have been a huge momentum boost for Jamesville-Dewitt coming into here, but a great stop there from South Jeff to hold them to where they are. We'll see if we'll see some offense from South Jeff, or if we'll see more of what we have seen here in the 2nd half, which is just a bunch of defense.
Another timeout for an injured player. Jamesville-Dewitt down, being helped up now. Reminder that high school football is brought to you by, of course, Bob Johnson Auto Group, as well as Drex Subs. Drex Subs right here in Adams was a big part of my childhood. Always enjoyed a hot chicken on white, American cheese, and pickles. That was my go-to. Louis shaking his head. Lou, what are you, a meatball sub guy? Meatball sub. And Parmesan cheese. Drex Subs. supporting high school football. Out of the injury timeout, quarterback keeper, Mick, diving forward, getting down close to the first down yardage.
That ends the third quarter right there. So first half that seemed like a ton of points. Go to a second half and scoreboard is wiped clean. Still a 12-point game going into the fourth quarter. We'll have to say though, for my order as far as direct subs go, I mean I'm more of a buffalo chicken guy. I like that.
Yeah, there's so many options at Drex and so many Drex locations throughout the North Country. Drex is a real staple of the North Country, and huge thanks to them for supporting high school sports here at NBC Watertown.
Actually,
yeah, go ahead.
Part of my my family at one point actually owned a direct subs building at one point.
There you go.
Yeah, it was my grandfather and his family, including my mother, all were a part of that. It was one down in Sackett's. I believe they are closed now, but yeah, it was a big part of my, I guess, family's upbringing.
Direct subs connected in more ways than one to the North Country, supporting their communities as we bring you sports action from the high schools in the area. Another sponsor, especially for this game, down in Adams, supporting South Jefferson, S&R Automotive in Mansville, renowned for their commitment to exceptional customer service, ensuring that every vehicle is serviced with precision and care. Huge thanks to Keith Snyder for helping us out for tonight's live stream. Give them a call, 315-465-4421 at S&R Automotive in Mansville. Start of the fourth quarter, South Jeff with a 3rd and short, close to the goal line, handed off. I think that's Warner again on the carry. It's going to be just short of the first down yardage. 4th down and inches coming up for the Spartans. Offense stays out there.
Gonna push forward.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that was Mick under center. I thought it looked like it might have been Tommy Pittick who got that snap.
They have.
The signal is at first.
See if we can get a look.
Looks like it was Chase Bickle.
Power option there. There was Bickle, who comes over to the sideline now.
Worked out for him, got him down to the 2.
Just went right up the gut. Picks up a first down, and it's 1st and goal. About the 2.5-yard line. Maybe right at the 2. Player down again for Jamesville-Dewitt. A lot of that here tonight. Players down. Cramping, a lot of just slow to get up. Can't make out a number on that for
Looks like
Red
that
Rams.
is number 24, Azier Brooks, I believe.
Good spot, Josh. It is Brooks. He's had a rough day out there.
He's been a pretty key part of Jamesville-Dewitt on both sides of the ball. That is definitely not going to be easy if he's out for more than a few plays.
He's been thoroughly involved, taking a beating really all game.
This definitely seems a little bit slower off the field than he has previously, which is not good to see, especially at this point in the game when you need points for Jamesville-Dewitt.
And they need a stop here. First and goal for the Spartans. High snap, dug out. Mick handed off. Nowhere to go for Gavin Warner. He's brought down in the backfield.
Just flew into that backfield. He may have almost taken that handoff for him. Got back there so quick. Jamesville-Dewitt hoping to do the same thing that South Jeff did to them in the end of that first half. Would be just as important.
Mick looking to pass, throws out to the far side and into the end zone, able to turn the corner. Caleb McCarger gets onto the score sheet with a touchdown. Mick's fourth of the day.
Surprising that this is the first time we see him on the score sheet. He's had a lot of plays, a lot of big yard plays. This is the first time we see him get actually into the end zone.
Yeah, able to just stop and turn, wheel to the outside. And Mick finds him for the touchdown. 2-point conversion attempt. Mick stays on his feet, sheds the tackle. He's going to try to get into the corner, diving, and in for the 2-point conversion. Braden Mick rushes that one in for 2 more points. South Jeff lead is up to 20 now, 34-14. Take a look as Mick able to sneak out of that tackle somehow and dives into the corner of the end zone and picks up a 2-point conversion. A big score there for South Jeff.
Looked up just at the right time. Looks like he just kind of turned around and saw the guy coming in for the tackle. Had just enough time to react and get out of the way. It almost turned out really nicely for Jamesville-Dewitt, but nice job there from Mick there to get out of that and use his feet.
So the 4th touchdown of the day for Mick as he finds McCarger through the air. 3 passing touchdowns, rushed one in himself, and then tiptoed his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And it's a 20-point lead again for South Jeff, 34-14. They'll kick it away. Solid boot all the way down inside the 10, reeled in at the 8, and brought down just over the 15, down to about the 16-yard line. Schofield there to make the stop for the Spartans. Deneering as well. On the kick return, not much doing for the returner. I think that was Joseph Velasco, and he
is still down over there.
Is struggling again to get up after that play. It's a tough sport. First week of the season, and seen a lot of that tonight.
Football is definitely one of the more impactful sports on each and every part of the body. Injury definitely no stranger to the game.
Still being stretched out down there. You know, thankfully for Velasco, it doesn't look too serious, but if it was, he could go to North Country Orthopedics. Same day appointments. Give him a call. 315-782-1650. Get the care that you need at the North Country Orthopedic Group, part of the North Star Health Alliance, along with Carthage Area Hospital. Our replay sponsor, North Country Orthopedics. Obviously, Claxton, Hepburn, and Meadowbrook Terrace, all part of the North Star Health Alliance family. Supporter of high school athletics on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. Out to pass, hit hard as he throws, and that one is incomplete, nearly picked off as it rattled around. There was Derek Rice, and that time Guidon took a lick.
He has taken quite a few hits on his throws, but he has still made those throws count every single time. Just absolutely drilled as he gets that one away.
Yeah, Bobby Pittick there in coverage. Just slightly late to wrap up the sack, but definitely in time to alter the throw and lay a big hit on the quarterback. Pass out to this near side, reeled in. It's going to be a first down on the completion. Catch made by Ryan Walker. And he's struggling as he gets up. That was unorthodox. Guidon kind of scrambled out to this near side and let one go. Found his man down the field. Ryan Walker for a first down. Ball down to the 38-yard line.
Looks like he's staying on the field, but he's even struggling getting to the line there. Hopefully that doesn't hinder him on this play.
4 men wide for Guidon, who's looking to pass again. Bobby Pittick with the pressure, got to him, but the throw down the field, and that's incomplete. Oh, flag comes out late. That was late. That was well after the play, and I'll be honest, Josh, I didn't think that ball was catchable.
I didn't think so either. That seemed a bit more towards the middle of the field.
We'll take another look at it here as Bobby got around the corner, got to the quarterback, Guidon. The throw down here, and that one maybe closer than it looked, but I'm not sure there was any chance of that one being caught.
I guess the big point is, I mean, you never know. I mean, you see a play like that, and maybe he gets to it, maybe he doesn't, but
pass interference, not a spot foul here in high school. It's 15 yards, automatic first down. So 1st and 10 inside the South Jeff half of the field now on the 47-yard line. Watch Bobby Pittick again on this near side of the defensive line. He's been able to get around the corner. Not this time. Pass incomplete. Thrown kind of behind Walker. Can't reel it in.
it's always a dangerous kind of play for a wide receiver. Not always seen that way, but to be up in the air like that, it is tough to change direction. So usually receiver becomes vulnerable to a big hit on that kind of a play. That one just kind of squeaked out of his hands. Hit the turf.
Second down and 10 now. Ball on the 47. Pass is incomplete at the 50-yard line, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. I think that was Hussein Osman, the intended receiver.
Looks like we may start to see more and more passes as this fourth quarter rolls on. We do have 10 minutes left, but 20-point lead is not easy to just quickly come back on. We see another one here. Guidon's going to step up, though, and take some time, take some yards, and take a hit.
Yeah, always the danger when you scramble like that. Stepped up through that pocket as it collapsed, and it's brought down at about the 41.
4th and 4. Wouldn't be too surprised if we see him go for it here.
Yeah, down by 20. Time starting to run out on him a little bit here. But the hands of Guidon try to make something happen. Throws it down the sideline, and it is incomplete.
Incredible defense there. I believe that's Billy Winchester.
Yeah. Terrific coverage by Winchester on the near sideline. Ryan Walker's had some success here on that possession, and Billy Winchester there in the nick of time. Good, clean coverage. Got his hands on the football. Thought for a second he might have come up with a pick, but either way, South Jeff will get the football. It's probably better for them that he didn't. field position is better.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Sometimes it's better to just let the ball drop and take the ball where it is.
They take over on downs at the 41. Whistle here, timeout called by the Spartans, I think. I'm not sure they had 11 guys out there.
And I think that's a good timeout. I mean, they're not looking to, run, they're not trying to stop the clock, obviously. So taking a timeout while the clock is stopped and you're kind of having some confusion on the field. Good time to take a good timeout. Make sure you get everyone's head back in it.
Timeout on the field. Student sections died down just a little bit. Bleachers are still full. It's just that last touchdown for South Jeff kind of took a little bit of the tension out of the air.
Started off hot with 26 consecutive points. That got the student section up and rowdy, but kind of since then we've started to hear it die down just a little bit, and more as this game has gone on, and the lead hasn't changed too much. We start to hear a little bit less.
Motion in front of Mick. Fakes the handoff, rolling out to the right, looking down the field, has Bobby Pittick, who corrals it after bobbling it a couple of times, dives forward, picks up the first down, and then some as he gets down to about the 42.
Really nice job there from Bobby to stay in bounds. I was impressed by that. He had it down the sideline. Looks like he kind of got tripped up, but nice job to stay on that sideline. Way to eventually corral that one in. That was quite the interesting play there.
This one's handed off. Warner faked to the right and now out to this near sideline through the first tackler and brought down.
Start to see as this game goes on how each of these players handle having the ball in their hands. A lot of these guys trying to be shifty, go around the tackles, juke moves, spin moves. Gavin just lowers the shoulder and goes right at him. Says, come on, take me on.
Fake handoff, spin around, rolling out to the right. And just going to keep it himself. Mick might have picked up the first down. It's going to be close. Depends on where he stepped out of bounds over there. I think they're going to give it to him. That spot looks pretty healthy.
It's definitely going to be close.
They haven't moved the chains yet.
Might be shorter than a...
That spot is just short.
Yeah, that might be shorter than a half sub at Drink Subs over
exactly. And they've moved the chains. Nicely done. Handed off. Gavin Warner. Still going. Pushed forward by Bobby Pittick. They're able to just shove him forward for another yard or so. A solid gain. Brings up second down and 2. Bobby comes over to the sideline, gets a good high five. Mick again does that spin around and rolls out to the right, looking down the field. He's going to throw it this time, and that's reeled in. And now still on his feet, pushed out of bounds, just short is McCarger with another reception, though. And South Jeff, again, first and goal. JD showed that they could put some points on the board in a hurry, but a touchdown here would go a long way towards salting this one for South Jeff. Handed off up the middle. Warner's going to get stopped just short.
Really good stop there by the defense. Had one man between him and the goal line, and that was a harsh stand right there. And a very meaningful one, because like you were mentioning, a touchdown here would go a long way into calling this thing. We got a player who falls down there at about the 10. Looked like he was kind of moving towards the sideline and then just kind of fell down.
Another timeout, water break for these two teams. Just checking on my phone. We got to hurry up and wrap this one up so I can get over to Drex Subs before they close at 10. Just saying. It's that type of night.
It really is.
When isn't it a direct subs type of night?
It's tough to kind of figure that out, you know. It's tough to kind of map that out on when it's not a direct subs type of night.
Mick, handed off. Warner into the end zone, tripped up as he crosses the goal line. South Jeff, another touchdown. And this one will really help in their quest to pick up the win.
Another kind of surprising one there that we haven't seen too many rushing touchdowns with how successful they've been on handing the ball off. But outside of that QB touchdown, that is the first rushing touchdown of this game. So that is another pretty impressive little stat on this one this late in the game.
Flag comes out. I think that's a legal substitution against South Jeff. I think they had 12 guys out there and tried to sneak that one extra player off. Going to be unsuccessful in doing so, so they'll back up and try the PAT from 5 yards further.
Which, although does not seem like too much, it does make a difference in just kind of how you're aiming your kick.
It's been a mixed bag for Lorman. That one doesn't have the legs, and I don't think so. It's just short. No good on the PAT. 40-14 is the score now. South Jeff trying to ice this one. 7:12 to go in the fourth quarter. Here against Jamesville-Dewitt in a rematch of last year's Class B2 Section 3 semifinal game. South Jeff won 28-8 en route to their sectional championship under head coach Aaron Rivers. Well-known, well-respected here at South Jeff.
We had more points in that than we had here in the first half.
Yeah.
Had a high-scoring first half. Not too much here in the second half. Only a little pair of touchdowns here from South Jeff, but not to take away from how well both offenses have done. They've both done a very good job here in this one.
Another solid kick by Lorman, reeled in at the 5-yard line by JD. And skipping around, still on his feet, wormed out of that tackle, but brought down at the 20 is the kick returner, Joseph Velasco. A couple of players in there to make the stop for South Jeff. Tommy Pittick, the chief among them. Jamesville-Dewitt will get the football back.
And although that touchdown was very important for South Jeff, this drive is either just as or is even more important here for Jamesville-Dewitt. They need some points here to stay in this one, specifically a touchdown. A touchdown would definitely be the main idea for this drive.
Yeah, need to put points on the board if you're Jamesville-Dewitt. Hand off there for maybe a yard.
Happy to see Desir back out there on the field. He's done a good job. He's taking quite a bit of a beating, but he's still pushing forward, still making plays. Got a decent gain on that one.
Yeah, hard 2 yards there. Second down and 8. Under 6.5 to go. Quick over the middle, pass and catch, and it's reeled in. Flag comes out after the tackle was made.
Looks like that may have been, maybe caught a face mask.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a face mask or maybe a horse collar.
It did seem like a very awkward tackle.
Hussein Osman with a reception. Take a look. Yeah, kind of got him up around the neck, maybe grabbing the jersey, but
I believe they called face mask on that. think, from what the signaling was. But it was a good play there. Looked like a double screen on both sides. Both were fakes. Then just found his man over the middle.
Take another look.
Yep, they are in fact calling that a face mask.
I'm not sure about that one.
Saw the signal that time.
Looked like jersey for sure, but I don't know about the mask.
First and 10, JD.
Of course, we have the benefit of our Carthage Area Hospital replay, and they do not. First down and 10 coming up. Ball on the 44. Motion in front of Guidon. He's going to hand it off. Jet sweep for Kim this time, and he is forced out of bounds. Pretty much right at the 40.
That is one play that Jamesville-Dewitt has had pretty average success on, is that jet sweep. They've had some pretty good blocks and definitely been able to at least move it forward throughout this game. Another deep bomb there, and that one is going to end up in the hands of the South Jeff player, and he's going to be returning this one back. And this is a big interception for South Jeff as he shuts down that huge long drive for Jamesville-Dewitt.
Yeah, take another look. I think that's Tommy Pittick down that far side. Able to just go up and get it. Weaving his way through the traffic. And that should do it, you would think.
First and 10, South Jeff.
We have seen some quick points up here from Jamesville-Dewitt, but
not lately.
there are some scores that are pretty difficult to come back from. And I think a score of 26 is definitely one.
Considering they've only managed the 14 so far.
That is definitely not going to be easy to make that kind of a comeback, as we see the South Jeff player down at about the 39.
I can't quite make out who that is for the Spartans. Might be Caleb Clock. Take another look at the interception from Tommy Pittick, rather, down that far sideline. And
It's a good cut back up.
Yeah, a monstrous return.
Definitely starting to look more and more grim for Jamesville-Dewitt on their comeback. That interception obviously did not help. It was a great throw. If that was caught, that would have been a huge play for Jamesville-Dewitt. However, it just had a big turn for the worst, honestly.
Yeah, and this late in the game, down by as much as they are, hard to fault the idea even a little bit. I mean, you have to take some shots down the field and be aggressive, try to score quickly, at least as quick as you can, put some points up. And unfortunately for Jamesville-Dewitt, Guidon was only able to find Tommy Pittick on the far sideline.
Yep, these jet sweeps and runs they're not going to get you those points very quickly. You got to start making some risky plays, try shooting the ball downfield. And they have had some success on some deep balls, but just on that one, it just came up a little bit short, and Tommy Pittick was turned around and ready for it.
Player down for South Jeff is Gavin Robinson, who's being helped up now.
Looks like he is struggling to put some weight even on that foot. which that is not a sight you want to see. As a teammate, as a coach, fan, really anyone, you just don't want to see that. As thankfully he has two teammates to help carry him off the field. As we all hope that he's okay, and he should be back by next week. Back out here to continue to help out South Jeff, or even better, be out there this game. But not much time left. We got about 5 and some change left here in this final fourth quarter. South Jeff with the ball here on about the 35. Oh, they will restart yet another drive. And a new quarterback out there.
Yeah, easy. Couple of yards for Chase Bickle on the carry that time.
We saw him earlier on that little QB sneak that got them a first down there down in the goal line earlier. Looks like we will see him again now as they try to run this clock out and put an end to this game.
Yeah, great opportunity to give him a couple of snaps. This one's handed off up the middle.
Picks up the first.
We just passed by the 5-minute mark. And a new set of downs here for the Spartans.
Yeah, Nicholas Deniering with the carry to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 for South Jeff. Ball on the 22-yard line. Movement on the line. Flag comes out.
Looks like some movement. Snap.
Offside against Jamesville-Dewitt.
Back him up 5.
Sometimes that happens when you get an offense like South Jeff has been going through this second half of, get to the line and snap it. Sometimes you get kind of used to that, and you get somebody to jump if you hold for even a couple extra seconds.
A little miscommunication on the handoff, but going to keep it. Try to sneak around the corner. Won't quite make it there as Bickle on the carry. Brought down inbounds, though the clock will keep running to the benefit of the South Jefferson Spartans.
And that was a close one, too. He was just barely on that little hash mark out there. This field a little closer in, and we'd probably have a stopped clock right now.
Handed off this time, sneaking out to the near side and then diving forward over the 15
Off the left side.
was Deniering again on the carry. Lots of new faces into the game for South Jeff here with the lead late. Lucas Dion is the receiver lineup on this left side. Over on the far side, Ashton Markham. Deniering in the backfield with the new quarterback, Bickle. Bickle going to keep it himself. Got a good block on that far sideline. Bickle up the middle and into the end zone. Touchdown, Spartans.
A great cut right up the middle. Found the hole. And that one, I think, might close this one out.
Yeah, that should do it at this point. Got a solid block on that far sideline and then just snuck it up the gaping hole in the middle. Big block by Lane Mercer. And Bickle able to rush it in right up the gut.
This is now the largest lead of the game for South Jeff. Right now it is a 32-point game, 46-14. So we see yet again Lorman lining up for yet another kick.
That one looks good, and it is from Lorman.
Sends that one into the parking lot out there.
47-14 on the PAT from David Lorman. Good snap and hold, and he got enough underneath that one to send it through the uprights and over the netting back there. So at 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game, South Jefferson a resounding lead. They did well to close this one out. Really, that stop at the end of the first half probably set the tone heading into halftime and ended up being pretty pivotal in this one as the Spartans came out and for the first 9 minutes or so, through the first 9 minutes or so, the fourth quarter have held Jamesville-Dewitt off the scoreboard in the second half. 47-14. Kick return coming up here. Joseph Velasco again showing flashes, I think, that he's an explosive player. Just hasn't had a lot of time or space to really demonstrate that. And South Jeff brings him down just over the 25. First and 10 coming up from the 27. Well, Josh, we're approaching the end of this game, and we've got to pick an MVP. We don't have to do it just yet, but any thoughts on candidates?
It's a pretty worn out position as far as an MVP goes, but it's pretty difficult to shy away from Mick there, the QB for the Spartans. He has done an excellent job back there in the backfield with, I believe, 2 passing touchdowns. He's had a rushing touchdown of his own, a couple of handoffs. He has done a great job for the Spartans. He scored, I believe, he has most of their touchdowns. I believe there's only one on the board that he was not a part of.
Yeah, I think the rushing touchdown for Warner is the only one that hasn't been touched by Mick at some point. Another rush up the middle and another first down big hit laid by Gavin Warner. Not content with his offensive contribution and laying a huge hit there to stop the rush for Jamesville-Dewitt. They do pick up the first down. Take another look on the handoff, and Warner, big collision with Carter Fanuff.
I will say, I feel like I did jinx this fourth quarter. I mentioned late in the third that we were having a very quiet half. The Spartans have exploded here in the fourth quarter with 21 points. Really showing me up, I guess.
Fanuff with another carry, and it's a first down for Jamesville-Dewitt. Somebody's car alarm's going off.
I think that's the same car. We've had this car alarm going off quite a bit. I believe it's the same car.
Just glad it's not mine, that's all. Minute 30 to go. Back to the MVP. I think I agree with you. I think it's hard to understate what Mick did today for this South Jeff offense. 2 or 3 passing touchdowns. Ran in for a 2-point conversion. I know he had that pick 6 he gave up, but it was some serious pressure he was under, and one of those risk or reward type plays. Would you rather take the sack or try to avoid it? And unfortunately for him, he gave up the interception, but offensive output certainly outmatched that one real blemish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hand off again to Fanuff.
And there are, a few other names in there that definitely do, and they definitely are worth mentioning. Bobby Pittick, he's done a great job both on the defensive side and has a touchdown of his own. A pretty deep touchdown at that on a great reception.
Big kick return as well.
Big kick return. Derek Rice has 2 touchdowns. Both happened in the first quarter.
Yeah, I thought he might have been poised for a huge night. Quick pass out to the far side. That was actually thrown by Carson Kim, and then skipping down the far sideline. A solid play for Jamesville-Dewitt. Might have been Velasco on that far sideline. We'll take another look as Kim stepped up and lobbed it out to that far sideline. It is Velasco with the reception. Solid gain for him. First and goal for Jamesville-Dewitt. 14 seconds left for them to try to punch one in. A little morale boost maybe for him.
And I will say, for the Jamesville-Dewitt side, I mean, you do have, Udon, who's done a great job. He's, gotten them moving down the field.
This one's handed off up the middle. They're going to be stopped short.
And then
Udon had a great game for short.
Yep, and then also Carson Kim, who had that touchdown. But at the end of the day, you got to give it to a player on the winning team, which is South Jeff here tonight.
Now Braden Mick will take home the NBC Watertown MVP honors as South Jeff triumphs in grand fashion, 47-14 over the visiting Jamesville-Dewitt Red Rams. Big win for South Jeff to start their season. They're 1-0. And Jamesville-Dewitt a long bus ride home.
Thanks, guys.
It was a fantastic night for football, and we were thrilled to be here. Joshua Madison, along with myself, Connor Lalone, Louis Filippi, the technical director this evening, and Morgan Young on the camera. Everybody contributing in a big way, and thank you again to all of our sponsors, Carthage Area Hospital, SNR Automotive, Drex Subs, and of course Bob Johnson Auto Group for their support of high school athletics on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. Once again, the final score, 47-14, South Jefferson with a win over Jamesville-Dewitt. Thank you all for tuning in, and don't forget, next week, a big matchup. Homer at Indian River. No, I'm mistaken. Indian River at Carthage. So a big hometown local matchup between those two teams.
Big rivalry matchup. We'll not want to miss that one.
No, we'll be in Carthage for it, and it'll be right here as always. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and have a great weekend.